The market pops, stalls, then starts to come down. Same old song or the start of something new? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that as long as we held support, market was bullish up to 46.05. They actually pushed up to 46.09 and then pulled back from there the second half of the day. Now the question is this a real pullback or just the same old song? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott wave theory to break down the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so one thing to note about these updates is they're just a snapshot in time, and they're just providing you with a overall view of the market. Yes, I am looking for a pullback, and the tenor of that pullback does matter, but we are still making money in the room. We're not just sitting there trying to short the market over and over again. We're actually taking longs all the way up. As you can see on the screen, people are doing very well, and if you'd like to be part of a winning team, we'd love to have you. To check that out, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500. Market held support all night, pushed up into the fib at 46.05, spiked it, and then came back down below it. They back tested and then had another bout of weakness, and this is the first time we've seen this in quite a while, where the market jumped up, held support and jumped up, and then came back on two different occasions. As you can see, if we come back here, the market pulled back, tested support, jumped up, pulled back, tested support, jumped up, pulled back, tested support, jumped up, and never once did it come back and test support again. Today, we did see a decent five-wave move down off the top, and then a pop-up, and then a move down again. Now, this is what you'd expect to start a down move, is a 1, 2, 1, and then you'd look for a wave 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 to the downside. And that would be a micro count start. Now, does that mean we're going down and that this is the pullback? No, not until we break support. As I've said more than 1,000,000 times on this channel, micro counts and Elliott wave are its weakness, and we are just putting building blocks in place. So we put a building block in place here. If it follows through, that building block is the start of a foundation. If we get a bounce up and another move down, then we have another building block in place, and now we have a lot more confidence in the count and what we're looking for. If this move fails because it's a micro count and we're trying to fill out a micro count based on just seeing them hit certain numbers, then yeah, it's going to fail and we're going to have to start again with a new building block. So to understand how Elliott wave works isn't that it's going to nail every single price target, every single pullback, every single top. It's going to hit a lot of them. It's going to give us a lot of things to look for these things. But sometimes moves extend. We've seen this before, and we'll see it again. And when that happens, we have to wait for the building blocks to get in place so that we can see what we're dealing with exactly. Now, the move up, again, can extend because we are still above support. The basic line of support here is 45.82. And NASDAQ actually came down and broke this level of support. ES did not. ES was very stubborn today, and until it does, then we need to be very cautious to the downside because, again, until support at any level breaks, pressure remains up. So overall, if you're looking at the bearish count, you would count this as a very micro wave 1 and 2, and then you have a wave 1 of 3 down. You'd look for a little bit of bounce, which we're already getting, and then you'd look for a big, stronger move down here, and then a 4 and 5 after that. If you're on Team Bull and you're looking for this to continue higher, you really want to see them hold above this 45.83 area. And as long as they're above that, okay, and quite frankly, as long as they're above 45.30 and this low right here, they can still push this higher. This can still be a bigger 3 and then a 4 and 5 after that. But if they come down and break this low, then it's much less likely that this would be a wave 4. And we would look for continuation to the downside. So if you're in Team Bull, you really want to see them hold this support up top or potentially this support as you move down. But as long as they're above this 45.30, pressure does remain up, and we can see them push to the next fib at 46.38. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, basically the same parameters, only one thing's different. The NASDAQ came down and broke its baseline of support. So that is something to keep an eye on. We have not seen this. We have not seen any of the markets come down and really break any baseline of support. This is upper support, so it is not critical. It is not something that has to hold. It's just something that keeps the most bullish momentum in place. But it is something to keep an eye on because we have not seen this happen overall, where we see one of the markets come down and break a level of support like this, even at the micro upper sense. So off the high, you do have a really nice 5 waves down to the bottom here, and then a wave 2 bounce up. And then you'd have a wave 1 of 3. You'd look for a little bit of a bounce, and then you'd look for a breakthrough of this 15,890. If they can do that, we would look for 15,856. And at that point, below 15,911 stays bearish all the way down to 15,710. So if the bears can follow through with this pattern, we would look for them to complete 5 waves around 15,710. Then we'd look for a bearish bounce or a corrective bounce. And then we'd look for another 5 waves down. And after the second 5 waves down comes in, you start to get an idea of where you're at. So again, this would be a micro count. Micro counts are building blocks. They are not considered super reliable until we start to put a few of them together, where we get a 5 waves down to this area, and then you get a corrective bounce, and then you get another 5 waves down. You start to have a little more of an accurate or count you can be confident in. So when these counts start off the top or off the bottom, they're just building blocks, and until we get more of them in place, they can start over and fail. To the upside, bulls really want to see them hold the low from yesterday, and that low was the 15,911 area, and then they can continue higher directly toward that 16,244 area to complete a wave 5. That would be what they would be looking to do. Again, the bulls are still okay all the way down to this level of support at 15,666. If we break below that, the bulls should start to worry that we're in a bigger form of pullback, whether that be a corrective pullback, which would still lead to new all-time highs, or an impulsive pullback, which would lead us to much lower lows. And so that's what we need to see is the pullback, what kind of shape it takes, whether it's impulsive or corrective, and then we can make our full assessment from there. But again, until we break support levels, pressure remains up. Guys, if you love the information I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It will take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. Because I want you to get in there, I want you to make sure you love it. Become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We also have our a la carte Elliott Wave for Beginners course. Now, this course is 25 videos on how I teach Elliott Wave, how I use it, how I find the targets, how I look for these reversals, all the different things that we look for to tell us what's going on in the market so that we can make money off our trades. You can see our chart setup and tools, and then all of the Elliott Wave stuff where we go through every single wave, where it fails, how we find the targets, everything you want to know about the basic form of Elliott Wave. So this is an incredible course. You can buy it a la carte, but the really cool part of this course is it is included in both of my monthly plans. So if you don't want to pay the $67, you can become a monthly member, and you'll get the Elliott Wave for Beginners course as well as all of the information you get in our room. In the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades can last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today. On the ES chart, we would look for him to follow through with that 5-wave move down to break support and give us an indication that they are trying to start a bigger down move. Again, they have not broken the base level of support like the NQ has, so we would look for them to break through that. If they can hold support, then the next target higher is the 4640 area for another push up. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of parameters, only they did break this support here, which is something we haven't seen, and they had a really nice 5-wave structure off of the top. So we are looking for them to continue to the 15,710 zone in a 5-wave formation. If we see that, we'd look for a corrective bounce and then another move down. However, if they can hold the low from yesterday, right here at around 15,911. They can continue to push up to the 16,244 area. Guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.